just when I thought it couldn't get worse. Yeah, not a good look. Not a good look. So many great scores around the place, and we've pooped out a 23.08, and we dropped to a dismal ranking. Kinda like last week, I don't really want to spend too much time on the team. I just want to move on from this part and look forward to next week. But I guess the most important names to note: Hewitt unfortunately didn't play, but we were covered well by De Koning. Short played midfield and played it really well. Looked really good, albeit against West Coast, who Richmond absolutely tore apart. We'll see how he goes against the better team in Collingwood, but unreal score from Short. Whitfield played arguably his best game of the season, kicked 3 goals, but still didn't ton. And that was the concerning part about his game. He played up forward, just not finding enough of the footy. The goals really saved his score, so yeah, I don't know with him. Just gotta hope for the best, I guess. In the midfield, McRae captain. Out of all the mids to choose from, we chucked the captaincy on the only one that didn't ton. Just icing on the cake to what was already a rough week. On the other hand, Lachie Neale did it all. What a game. Clayton Oliver chucked the VC on him. Real fast start. Copped some attention from there. So he didn't end up taking his score, and it was probably the right choice, but the captaincy choice itself just messed it up. Touk was well and truly back to his best against Collingwood. Great to see. And Petrarca, good to see him bounce back as well. Jared Berry. This one was real disappointing, because last week I had him traded out, but I changed up my trades to bring in Malcolm Rosas for the cash gen. And because of that, we had Berry on field instead of Luke Parker, and that was 100 points lost. Unbelievable. Kind of feels like not going Goulden to Walsh last year. Really hope the Rosas pick works out, because that's a lot of points and value left on the table. Nick Martin has been so good and really has keeper potential at the moment. Bruce, we love his work. Hayes, very disappointing for an on-field score, but that's the risk you run with a ruck line like this. And the forward line, Dunkley, back-to-back big scores, great to see. DeGoey, it was good that he got up for the game, but a 60 is just no good. I don't think he's that highly owned either, so that really hurt me this week. And we could have looped Durden, but I opted to keep Rosas on field. He had a great start, but faded, and we lost 9 points there. Not a big deal. It was already a bad enough week anyway. Trades this week. Now, the last 2 weeks have been full of L's, but we just got to accept it, move forward, and surely it's only up from here. Unless SuperCoach wants to kick me while I'm down, then sure. But I've got 286k in the bank, and I wanted to leave a lot in the bank this week so I could plan for Jack Steele or Max Gorn. So what the plan was to go Rochelle to Clark, and then with the 442k I'd go either Dixon to Gorn or someone like McCartan to Steele. Something like that. The ruck line would obviously look a lot safer, but I'm so far behind, and I feel like this other scenario just helps progress the team a lot more, and that is going Berry out. Hate to do it because Brisbane are going up against West Coast, but he's just ruined his cash gen with a poor performance, and he can go now. We're gonna bite the bullet, take the L for not starting him, or just not having him in general. We're gonna bring in Paddy Cripps, and with 291k, out of all these guys, I think Paddy McCartan is the most expendable here. And we're gonna bring in Luke Parker, which is what we should have done last week, but we're doing it now. The team just looks a whole lot better. And as much as I didn't really want to join the pack, bringing in Cripps, he's playing too good to not bring him in. And at 526k and a 29 break even, it's now or never. So I'm quite happy to do this. Rochelle, Berry, McCartan to Clark, Cripps and Parker, leaving me with 41k in the bank. So this will be how the team looks heading into round 8. I'm much happier with this. It looks a lot better. Obviously, ruck line still very shaky, defense a bit thin, but we can work with this. Captains, I don't know if we're going to get a loop, so if we don't, I might just straight captain Cripps. Although, putting the C on someone I've just traded in, it's a bit of a curse for me, so we'll have to think about that, but who could possibly be a loop here? Maybe McDonald if he rests, and Hawthorn play Saturday night. We could chuck the VC on Parker. Dunkley, McRae, obviously. McRae's a bit out of sorts though, so I don't really want to chuck the VC on him. Crisp against Richmond, maybe. I don't know, we'll have to think about that. You know what, let's just put the VC and C on the two new guys. Next week we'll look to trade in Jack Carroll and then upgrade defense, I guess. I don't know how much cash we'll have though. I think the only way I get to the best options is if I trade out Dacos. Or we could go Macomb this week instead of Clark, and then trade in Clark and Carroll next week and use a boost to upgrade. That's also an option, but it also means I use my last boost. So I don't know if I want to do that, but it's something to think about. Anyway, that's going to do it. Hopefully you all had a much better week than I did. Good luck to you all for round 8, and see you on the next one.